So today's we're gonna make a Chicago style bratwurst right here, organic, free range from the Whole Foods. Eats good stuff there. You know, maybe not how I do it at home, but that's how we're gonna do it here because we're in California. Then we're just gonna make, well, first we're gonna make the sauerkraut that's gonna go on the bratwurst. So the things you need for the sauerkraut are 2 jugs, just like this, 1 muddler. You know why they call it a muddler? As you know. Some chopped onion, some dulse, because again, we're doing it the hippie ways. You know, not how I do it in Chicago, but this is how we're going to do it today. Some pepper, and some salt. So first off, we're going to make the sauerkraut, because that needs to ferment for a long time. And it's, you know, never really done it before, but we're going to give it a whirl today. So first you want to finely dice up your cabbage, you know, because it's going to wilt and get a little smaller and all that good stuff. So smally dice your cabbage. Okay, so now that we've gone over all the stuff that we need for the sauerkraut, I guess the only thing left to do is to make it. So what the instructions that I was given say was to put everything in a bowl and mix it around. So I'm going to put a little onion in the bowl, just like so. I'm going to undo my little baggie of dulse here. And I'm going to take 2 Chicago style pinches of that. There's 1 and there's 2. There's Chicago style right there. 1, 2. Not 3, but 2. Okay. Then we're going to take 2 Chicago style pinches of salt. Oh, there's 1 and there's 2. Next we're going to put a little pepper in there. Okay. This is where the muddler comes in. You're going to mix it up real nice. Okay, so now that the cabbage and the onions, the dulse, the salt and the pepper is all mixed up real good like this, you see? They're all emancipated. They're free. You're good to go, right? You're ready to muddle it into the jars. But don't forget, all you cats and puppies, you got to save a couple whole leaves of the cabbage, because when you put it into the jars, you got to put this over it, otherwise it rots. And it just turns to sauerkraut mush, garbage. And you know, nobody wants a rotted sauerkraut jar of stuff, you know. I mean, you know, not even my grandmother like that. So I'm going to open the jar, right? First, just take the top off. That's real easy. You know, all you guys be able to do that. And I'm going to take my sauerkraut mix right here, and I'm going to put it into the jar. I'm going to be careful now, because I don't want to make a mess. So I'm going to hold it over the bowl here. I'm going to just put this stuff in there little by little, just as much as I can hold in my hands. Not too fast, not too slow, you know what I mean? Get a little in there. And now this is where the muddler comes in, okay? You're going to take the muddler, you're going to pack it down. You're going to pack it down, you're going to pack it down, you're going to pack it down. You can hear it kind of crunch and pack in. That's what you're looking for. You really want to get all this stuff in there, and believe me, you can. It's like a baby in a womb. It's amazing. So this is called fermenting, you know. This is something they did back east. Before there was refrigerators and stuff like that. They used to bury these kinds of things in the ground. I don't know, I read it in a book somewhere. Okay. So that just about does all of the cabbage. It's now in the jar. Okay, so once you get all your cabbage in there, you want to fill the jar up 3/4 of the way full up to the cabbage, okay? Because now we're going to muddle it. We're going to pack it on down with this wooden stick here. You know what I mean? Not the first time I'd ever used one of these on anybody. But here you go. So now we're just mashing it down. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count up to 100. It doesn't matter. You just got to mash it on down so that the water level and the cabbage level is equal. Because if the cabbage is left exposed, it rats. And you don't want any rat in sauerkraut. It's just the worst. So I had to shred a little bit more cabbage because you want the water in the cabbage level to come up to the neck of the bottle, okay? It's real important, again, because you don't want the sauerkraut to rat. If it rats, you got just a jar of rat and stuff. And who wants a jar of rat and stuff? Not me, not yous, right? That's what I was always taught. So the reason why we like to eat the fermented foods, right, and we don't use stuff like baking soda and sugar with this, is give it a little thing called candida. Every guy I know in Chicago has got a little candida in him. And it's this yeast that grows. It's like a damp layer inside the esophagus all the way down to the stomach. And this stuff just loves sugar. But what this stuff does is it's called probiotics. It goes down in there and it kicks the candida's ass. Then the candida just doesn't have it strangles out the candidas, and it helps your body absorb the good nutrients like the bratwurst that we're gonna cook. So you put a little of probiotics on top of the bratwurst and it helps it absorb. It's good. So now that it's all packed down and I'm out of breath, let me tell you, that's a lot of work. You know, I can take the leaf and I pack it in here now so that, like I said, we don't have rat and sauerkraut, because we don't want a rat and jar of stuff. All right. So you just want to smooth it in. You want to smooth it in here, just like so, and you make a nice tight little layer on top of the cabbage with another little cabbage leaf. How neat is that, right? You use cabbage to preserve cabbage. It's a symbiotic cycle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I went to school once, and there you goes. You got it all packed in. You got your water level submerging the cabbage. You put in your leaves to keep it from rotting. You want to put it in a cool, dry, dark place for 5 days, okay? And that's not next to Jimmy Hoffa's grave, okay? You want to be able to find this thing when you're done. So cool, dry, dark place, 5 days, and you got yourself homemade sauerkraut. So I had to go over to another one of my buddy's house, who's another super fan, and I had to get me a Budweiser. Now, this isn't for drinking, this is for boiling the bratwurst, which is one of the most crucial points of this whole thing. You gotta boil your bratwursts in beer, but not any beer. It's gotta be Budweiser out of a can. That's the only way we do it as super fans, okay? Let's go boil some brats. So now that the beer is boiling and frothing at the mouth, just like I'm about to, we take our organic, nitrate-free bratwursts, the goods, and we put them in the boiling beer. 1, 2, no tree, just 2. And we let that go. Just let that simmer up real nice. You can smell the can of Budweiser just wafting up out of there. This is a slice of heaven.